Hello. This is part 2 of me dealing with Watchtower's secret judicial system and some of their secret documents. Now, in a moment, I'll read from an email I got from the Charity Commission for England and Wales, and also I'll comment from Watchtower's Secret Elders Manual. All of these are in the public domain. They were read out in a public hearing in a public court in Ireland. But first I need to explain about the Irish court system. Now, interestingly, they get their system from a verse in Genesis where Cain says to God concerning Abel, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Now, Irish law contends that you are your brother's keeper. If you see somebody lying on the floor, you're supposed to help them in some way, not to harm yourself, but you can call the local police or an ambulance. You must do something. It's important. Now, also, there are principles in Deuteronomy regarding judges which has come down into Irish law. In Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 17, it says judges must not be prejudiced. In chapters 13 and chapter 19, it says that judges must investigate thoroughly, and especially they must investigate what witnesses say to check that what the witnesses are saying is correct and truthful. Now, Watchtower ought to follow this as well, but they don't. Now, many judicial systems will have something like this in their constitution, because it's under the heading of the universal laws of natural justice. That is, a judge must not be prejudiced. He mustn't have any feelings or likenesses or any affiliation with any of the people that come before him to be judged. And also, in order to investigate thoroughly, he must hear both sides. Now, that's in just about every judicial system around the world. Watchtower does not stick to that, and that means that they are going against the scriptures. And Watchtower, I have to say to you, if you continue doing this, you will be judged adversely by God. Now, I was explaining last time that Watchtower's idea of justice is that if they have two witnesses, that's all they need. They don't need to bother to do any more investigation, and they will only inform an accused person in broad terms of what they're supposed to have done, so you can't defend yourself. And this is what this email from the Charity Commission states. Now, I just have to state that I live in Ireland, and the Charity Commission for England would not normally contact me, but because Watchtower England supervises Watchtower Ireland, they were able to do so. And they state this: like you, we are obviously concerned about any secret instructions elders are being given that are not contained in formal publications. And the next paragraph: the point you specifically raise about an accused not being told what they have allegedly done is really concerning, and I have heard from several sources that this happens in practice. Watchtower, it's got to stop. It's against scripture. Now, I want to read from, here we are, a page from the secret manual. And this is talking about if you are judged guilty and you're disfellowshipped by a judicial committee of Jehovah's Witnesses, you can appeal. But what you don't know is this: the appeal committee should first read the written material on the case and speak with the judicial committee. Afterwards, the appeal committee should speak to the accused. The accused person doesn't know that this happens. You haven't a clue that they've huddled together. All these men, 7 of them in my case, were huddled together in the back room discussing me, and I had no knowledge that that was going on. Watchtower, that is against public Irish law. It's also against scripture. You must take notice of this. if you want to be approved by God, but I can't see you ever putting things right. You must not be prejudiced, and you must not act in this way. Now, the fair procedures for domestic tribunals, I'll just go over it quickly. If you run a golf club, you're allowed to set rules, and you're allowed to deal with minor infringements of these rules. You know, for instance, if you're not allowed to wear football boots on their precious greens, then the golf club is allowed to deal with it. But they're not allowed to affect your health or your reputation. And the same with Watchtower. And the golf club is obliged to use fair procedures. That means they must inform the accused person that, you know, they're not allowed to wear football boots. They must inform them of what they're accused, and they must allow them a defence. Watchtower, you have to do the same thing. Watchtower claims that because they're a religion, they don't have to do it. Well, you do. So I have to warn the public that you are going against the law and the scriptures. So I hope this is of some help. I'll put my email below if anybody wants any help. But thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for watching, and take care.